Hi, I'm Courtney at womenlivingwell.org, home of Good Morning Girls, and today is Q&A Wednesday. And last week, over 2,000 of you filled out the Women Living Well survey. Thank you. And the number one most frequently asked question was, how do I juggle it all? How do I get it all done? You want to know, do I get frazzled? What's happening behind the scenes here of this blog that I run? And so I want to share with you today that I don't do it all. And if you are believing that I do, please stop. Please know that I believe that if we swapped homes and husbands and kids and calendars, that there is no way that I could fill the space that you are filling in your life for your husband, your kids, your home, your calendar. There is no way that I could fill it because God created you uniquely for the life that you are living and His plans for you. And God created me uniquely. He made me a fast talker, fast walker, fast eater, writer, blogger, girl. This is the way He made me. And so you might look at my life and say, oh my goodness, if I inserted blogging into my own life, it would make my life chaotic. I couldn't get it all done. But that's because it's not God's calling for you. And it might look hard for you, but for me, it's easy. It's almost natural for me to do. And so Ephesians 2:10 says that we are God's workmanship, created in Christ Jesus to do the good works that God has created in advance for us to do. He created us each differently, with different callings, with different plans. He is the worker. He's the creator of us. And so we can't compare because maybe you lead worship. Maybe you're a great singer. There is no way you're going to ever find me on a stage leading worship. No way. I couldn't do it. And so we can't swap and we can't compare. But I do want to share with you that I have written out my priorities because I really believe that a piece of the puzzle of finding joy in our lives is living our priorities. And so I wrote down my name in the center of this paper and my 5 priorities. So I have circles here of my husband, my children, my home, my rest, and my ministry. Then in each circle, I wrote down what are the priorities, what are the things that I need to do for my children, for example. I have that I'm their educator, I homeschool them, so that's a priority. Their health is a priority and getting them to their sports. Their spiritual growth, their discipline and direction, enjoying them as a priority and listening to them and taking care of their dog. Then down here, I have the same thing as you with home. I have groceries and laundry and cleaning and dishes and holidays and planning vacations and shopping for their clothes and all those things, right? They're a priority. Then I have my rest. This is the circle that if I'm out of balance, boom, this is the thing that goes. Because inside that circle is my rest, my sleep, I get sleep deprived, my exercise, it goes out the window, my fun, reading books, hanging out with friends, and some other things that are on there. They just don't happen when my life is out of balance. And my life does go out of balance. Matter of fact, after rest, the next circle that I get out of balance on is my home. It gets really, really messy. As a matter of fact, right now, I haven't Instagrammed it, but my toilet on the first floor is completely out of order. The tank is empty, there's no water in it. The parts are sitting in the sink. And, well, so the first floor, we only have one half bath there, and it's out of order. My son is in a cast, so he's crab walking up the stairs to the second floor every time he has to go to the bathroom, which isn't ideal either. And my husband this week happens to be out of town. So yeah, I have things that I'm like, this isn't right, but I don't Instagram it. It's not going to be on my blog because it's not a part of my purpose. My purpose in blogging is to pursue holiness, is to point you towards Christ. And so I don't always share, all these other things happening in my life, but they're happening. It's very real. As I've shared, my son's had surgeries this year, and we've walked through different hard things. And so I'll touch on those things on my blog, but I don't always open the door wide into every single, thing where I'm like, I'm sleep deprived today as I make a video. I don't necessarily share that, but I do. I get totally out of balance and I do get frazzled. But I want to recommend a book that I just love. It's by Elizabeth Elliot. I've read it multiple times. I have it majorly marked up and bent up and everything else, but it's called Discipline, The Glad Surrender, and it's by Elizabeth Elliot, and it's all about surrendering these circles that I mentioned, each part of our lives to God, letting God be in control, accepting how God has uniquely made us, and then within that space, within our priorities, living them with discipline to the glory of God so that His purposes can be worked out through us. And so I want to encourage you to pursue discipline, to know your priorities, to not live randomly, but sit down with a piece of paper, write your name in the middle, make those circles, list them out. Maybe you have a circle number 6 might be work, number 7 might be school, maybe 8 is taking care of an ailing parent. There are other things in your life that God is probably giving you that are not in my circles. But it's not about us comparing. It's about you pursuing and being what God has called you to do. There is a work that He has prepared in advance for you to do according to Ephesians 2:10. And it's about you living out that plan uniquely for you. And keep walking with the King.